Hi, it's Tony from CassetteComeback.com. So in today's video I'm going to showcase a cassette, but I also want to have a little talk about something which I touched on in this video here. Bing! And that is TDK metals with the white powder. Now what do I mean about white powder? Let's take this 1992 one. Can you see? Let's have a see. It's sort of like a bit mottled, the tape, yeah? It's got little white dots all over it. Yeah, and if we take that and then we look at, say, this 1991, look in the middle there, can we see? Sort of mottled little grey dots on the tape itself. As we go earlier, it's not quite so bad. Like this 86 MAX doesn't really seem to be affected by it, but there are some little bits and bobs on it. And this was a tape which I did a video on, and if we look, sort of see it's sort of grey and a bit mottled there as well. It's hard to pick it out without sort of macro lens, but it's there. And yet if we look at something like this, which is a very early MA, doesn't seem to be apparent, but you know what, it kind of is. There's little grey blobs on that as well. So the misconception here is that this grey powder is mould, and thereafter these are all ready for the bin. But it's not. It's lubricant. It's lubricant breakdown. Well, breakdown, whatever. You know, these, I mean, this one's nearly 40 years old. This is like 33 years old. This is knocking on for 25 years old, you know, 30 years old. You know, it wasn't a problem when they first came out, but it appears to be a problem now, but it's actually not. It's lubricant breakdown. It isn't mould. So the basic fix, because in that video where I used the MAXG, afterwards I actually took the MAXG, did some fast forwarding and rewinding, and after that everything was good and it recorded fine. So what I'm saying is, don't be scared by the little white dots on MA tape stock. As far as I can tell, it doesn't break its way onto the actual tape itself. It's too closely packed. It stays on here, and it's lubricant breakdown from the tape with the slip sheet. But a few rewinds or fast forwards, it settles itself out and the tape is plain. But again, it depends on how they've been stored. And I've said this before, storage is everything now. If they've been stored in very humid or very cold conditions, either extreme, then chances are they're going to be worse affected than if they're stored in conditions where you would store something you care about. You know, I mean, it's not unique. I keep saying this. You store anything, clothes, books, electronics, paper, whatever, in somewhere that's too hot or too cold, like a garage, they'll also come. So it's not unique to tapes. So how does that bring me round to what I'm going to look at today? Well, I'm going to show you something a little bit special. It's going to be a double unwrapping today. And what I'm going to show you that's special is this 1988 TDK MAs. But look at this. This is still a sealed master case. So, and this is a thing. This is something I love about this hobby. And I don't know if any of you get this, but this is from 1988. It's sealed. I'm going to be the first person to look at what's in here for 30 years. The things inside here have not seen daylight in over 30 years. They've been there completely sealed in over 30 years. Nothing's touched it then. And I'm going to be the first person to open this. I'm going to be the first person to tear open this plastic. Oh, that's satisfying. And then this is one of them ones which is sealed down the side. So I'm going to be the first person to tear open this box. And there we go. These bad boys haven't seen light of day in 30 years. This is the first time someone's looked at this. This is the first time light has hit this in 30 years, and that always astonishes me. You know, I'm going to take this one here and take it out and say, there we go, this is the first time that these tape hubs have seen light in 30 years. I can't smell anything on them, but it doesn't matter. I'm the first person to have smelt it in 30 years. Now, let's have a look at this tape. Can you see? If you look. In fact, why fight to look like that? Let's just get it over and done with. See, I'm the first person to breathe in the air that's been in here, except I'm not going to breathe in the 30-year-old air that's stuck inside here, because who knows what else is in there. So, no, it's alright, this one might not be too bad. Yeah, we can get this one out fairly delicately, I guess. And there we go. First person to have touched this for 30 years. The first time this has been opened in 30 years. Here it is. What a handsome cassette. You see, for me, the 1988 line is TDK's all-round best for me in terms of looks, in terms of performance. It's the all-round best. But can you see? This was a sealed box, and it's got the white powder on it. Sealed, airtight. Well, not airtight, but it was sealed. You know, the box itself. Let me just double check. Yeah, that doesn't smell of mould. It's just the way it is. It's the age of these cassettes. That's why this has happened. But like I say, this ain't no big deal. So what I'm going to do now is take this, which is another Nagaoka, but this is a little hand winder. It's shaped like a cassette. Really neat. I like this. So all I'm going to do now is just simply attach the tape to it, like that, and I'm going to wind it a bit for you. Right. Let's have a look at the actual tape itself. The tape itself is shiny, doesn't look like it's tram lined, but more importantly, there's no white dots on this. The tape is fine, so if you just bear with me, I'll speed this up, but I'm actually going to just wind this now all the way to the other side. So bear with me, I'll speed it up. Okay, can you see? That's only one pass, but I'm not really seeing any of the specs there. But just to be on the safe side, let's wind it back again. Very pretty, this tape. I'm just going to do it like this just for a little bit for you, just to see it moving, because it's very pretty tape. Okay, that's enough. Let's do it fast now. Fast forward again. There we go, really good little really good little gear-driven hand winder. There we go, but yeah, I mean, I can't really see anything. So what I'm saying is, yeah, the white powder thing might put you off, but in reality, even the best kept TDK metals are going to suffer from it a bit, unless you're really lucky. Some people say it doesn't exist. You know, I've had some people say, oh, you know, it doesn't exist, it must be an EU thing. But I'll show you the back of these tapes, because people say, oh, you never show the back. But as we can see here, these are the American version. I've imported these from America. So, you know, this isn't anything to do with the EU. These are American tapes. And they all suffer from it. But I say suffer, it's not really a big issue, as we're going to find out. Sorry, I'll just take you around this box as well, because people like to say, look, I haven't seen the master one, so it says, yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. The bottom's interesting. It looks like it's like a cellophane wrap 10 pack, but it's not. Yeah. So the shell, the J card, even the actual stickers, all of them are pretty much identical to the 1988 SA, the MAX, which I don't have an 88 MAX actually. Will have had the same shell as the SA, which had the little SAX, I should say, which had the little clear hubs there. But yeah, 88 for me, possibly TDK's finest year, nicest looking. Not a massive amount of shells, but this shell, like I say, which was used for the SA and it was used for the MA, and a slight version for the MAX and the SAX, is one of TDK's finest. Big window, semi-opaque, gold writing. It just looks classy. It just really does, and the tape's really good. The SF shell, which was also the same used on the AR and the AD, which I don't have to hand again. Lovely shell. 88D, I prefer the 86 version personally, but 88, yeah, brilliant year for TDK. But anyhow, let's go and get this biased up, put some tunes on it, and let's see if this is as good as its reputation suggests.
The truth.
Okay, so I'm going to use my Dragon for this demonstration off this lovely box fresh TDK MA 90. I've used it for a while, so a few of you have been saying, where's the Dragon? It's still here. Let's record this now. This track I'm going to use now is again from the YouTube royalty free library. It's called Grasshopper, nothing to do with Kung Fu the movie, but I've chosen this song because it's got a lot of bass, but it's got a lot of stuff in the treble, lots of hi-hats and toms, etc. And I'm going to record this out. This is going to be recorded at +7. So those of you who have problems with the volumes of my videos, they're saying they're too loud, there's something called a volume control. If you turn that to the down position, you'll find your problems are sorted. Okay, right, here we go with Grasshopper. Did you hear that doodle-doodling at the end? It's because I've had to change over from using Android tablet to a Windows tablet, And as always, Windows, hey, we haven't had all your data sent back to us. We can't mine it for adverts. We haven't had that for the last 5 minutes, so we're going to interrupt you now with an update. And by the way, we're going to take all your data back. That's why we give Windows 10 away for free. It's not an operating system. It's a data harvesting system that you think is actually yours. So that's why you heard the little ping at the end there, because it's just telling me that it's got some updates for me and it's going to shut down now. But regardless of my rant against Evil Soft and the fact that I can't wait till Linux actually becomes usable, that sounded pretty good, didn't it? I mean, I wish I could use some proper music. I'd like nothing more than to have put some Guns N' Roses on this for you to listen to. I think a bit of Welcome to the Jungle would have been good on that, or You Could Be Mine, but we can't do that. But I think, as you could tell there, this sounded very good. Peaking at +7, no NR, fantastic cassette. White spots? What white spots? They don't matter. Not on these. In this video here, I go on about metal cassettes. Why would anybody want to record them in this day and age? And I can only reiterate what I said then. There is absolutely no reason for you to open a metal tape and tape on it, none. Except for one. And that reason is because you want to. And sometimes because you want to is the most pleasurable reason for doing anything. It's like, I think it was Paul McCartney. He said, time you enjoyed wasting was never wasted, and likewise, money you enjoyed wasting was never wasted. There is no reason to record on these, except because you want to. Last night, I got trashed on Lagavulin. You know what? Getting trashed on Johnny Walker Red Label would have had the same effect ultimately. But I didn't want to. I wanted my Lagavulin, and I enjoyed it. So back to this cassette. Didn't that sound good? No problems with these white spots or anything. Just give them a fast forward and rewind, and they sound fantastic. I mean, that did. I mean, like I say, I wish I could play some proper music in these videos, but I can't. But this captured everything. It sounded stunning, sounded almost indistinguishable from the source, and because it was being recorded at +7, tapists, not an issue. These are a fantastic cassette, and to be honest, if you're paying more for something like this, know that you're paying more for the shell and the mystique and the fact that you've got it than actual sound quality. Because, to be fair, I don't think that MAXG or even the MARs or anything actually sound better. Yes, put it on an oscilloscope and scratch your beard and go through it and say, oh, it's got a better mall on it. Doesn't matter. Ears. They're something that were always with us. Back in the 80s, we didn't have PCs that could monitor all of the outputs. We didn't have oscilloscopes. We didn't have all this software which we've got now. We just used our ears and it sounded good or it didn't. And that sounded very, very good to me. But they're not cheap. I mean, I do have these in stock, these lovely box fresh ones in stock. If you fancy one, go and get one. But please don't moan about the price of them, because you know what? People that sell these to me in the UK, yeah, they're usually going to be online people, and online people have access to eBay, and they check prices on eBay, and they don't look on eBay and say, oh, these go for around $24.99 on eBay mostly, unless someone, you know, snipes one in or gets a low bid, but they're at least 20 quid on eBay a piece sealed. They're not going to see that and say, you know what, I want 3 quid for them. They don't do that. It doesn't happen. My business model works simply because this isn't the only box of these I bought. I bought a lot of these. I spent thousands sending money to someone I don't know in a place I don't live to buy these in the hope that they will turn up, and if they do turn up, that they're not complete crap or I don't get sent bricks. I take that risk, and the reason I get them at the price so I can sell them at eBay prices, but you only need buy one off me, you don't need to buy 10 or 100, you only need buy one and get it at eBay prices, is because people don't want to wait years and have the risk of selling lots of these. They just don't want it. They just want rid, they want the cash, they want no comebacks. I buy them, I have no comebacks. If this turned up and they were all mouldy as hell, then that's money that I've thrown in the bin. And I stand by my cassettes. It's as simple as that. So that you're complaining that back in 2006, these were knocking around for £1 each on eBay. Well, boo-hoo, them times have gone. But this isn't unique to cassettes. Show me any 30-year-old collectible, you know, be it action figures, be it video games, be it digital watches, whatever. Something that's 30-year-old, has a following, and is still new old stock, mint sealed in box. Show me anything of that ilk that is cheap. It isn't. That's just the way it is. So you have to stop thinking about days in the past when everything was thrown out and you could pick them up for pennies. But think about it, right? Back in the day, if you bought something like this 30 years ago, yeah, you were paying for this probably the same amount as what you maybe would have paid for at least 5, maybe even 10 D90s. Yeah? They were expensive then. Why did you treasure these cassettes then? Because they were expensive. Perception is more important than reality. Do you ever think the reason why cassettes like this are treasured now is because they're expensive? If you were tripping over these at the recycling centre and every shop on the high street that sold electrical goods had these in for £1 a piece, would anyone treasure these? You see people posting it in groups. Oh, look at these treasures, and everyone going, ooh, ah, oh, I'm so jealous. It's because they're expensive. If you open a packet of Wheatie Flakes and a Rolex falls out into the bowl, does that Rolex mean anything to you? Or do you need to save hard for a long time to earn that Rolex? Then it means something to you. This is the same thing. Don't complain about them being expensive. The reason you're complaining about them being expensive is because they are expensive, but you want them cheap. I'm sorry, but nothing cheap, nothing plentiful was ever treasured unless it has sentimental value. It's as simple as that. These are treasured because they're expensive, and I'm afraid you need to accept that, because if they were 10 a penny, who on a forum or who on a Facebook group is going to give you lots of likes and wows that you've just scored a load of inexpensive, commonly available things? No one. They like them, they like the wows, they make the comments because these aren't common and these are expensive. So you've just got to live with it, I'm afraid. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. All of these are available in my store. And until next time, happy taping. Bye-bye.